Let's see if it's...
there we go.
There we go. Hit that. All right, let's test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Test.
Okay, so we have volume. All right, we're
Cool.
there. All right.
Awesome.
Well, welcome everybody to the T350 Show.
Howdy.
I'm Craig. This is Brent, and we are filling in for Rick, who was supposed to fill in for Andy, who's supposed to fill in for our fearless leader Jim. So here we are, and we got a great topic today. You guys are going to love it. I mean, we're going to be here. We're going to discuss all kinds of. We're going to start out. The main topic today is how firearms turn chemical energy into kinetic energy. That's going to be great.
That's a pretty cool subject.
Actually, it's not. So we're not going to do that. But Jim will be back next week. He is teaching a class in South Carolina. We're not sure if it's a dance class, a cooking class. He's doing something. Might even have something to do with this. I'm not so sure. But today we decided to talk a little bit about handguards. And I know if you go to your favorite Patriot dealer and you have these handguards that you see, or you go through BYOAR and you purchase them and they come out and you get them out and you go, oh my gosh, how nice these are. Look how lightweight they are. They got the barrel nuts in there. You know, we got our retention system.
Primed and ready
so
to go.
Good is the way they look. And we get a lot of compliments on this stuff, but they don't quite start out this way. There's a lot going into that. And you've made how many handguards in your day here at
approaching a 6-digit number, I'd say. So too many, more than I want to count.
So to start this process, let's show everybody the evolution of how this becomes a handguard. So what do we start with?
Absolutely. We have an aluminum extrusion that we bring in. These come in 12-foot bars, and we cut these to length based on whatever the customer order is. So in this case, it was a 13-inch handguard. So this will be cut on a chop saw to 13.5 inches. We leave a little bit of space so that we can cut it to our finished length.
So it was easier to take off at the end than add to at the end, right?
Yeah, you know, the stock stretcher comes out every once in a while, but not this time. So after that, we have our first machining operation, and this is where we'll do just a few of the boring things observationally, but these are critical things to function. So we have the anti-rotation tabs, the bore for the barrel nut, and then the overall length gets established on this operation. Other than that, not much going on. After that, it goes to the fun part. This is the part everyone likes seeing. This is where we put all of our cosmetic features on, the Picatinny rail, M-lock system, the retention system, and the clamp cutout. And this is, in some cases after that, we'll still have one more machining operation if the customer orders something like a mouth cut. So these two parts, you can see, they added just a little cosmetic detail on the end there. Just some flair. Some people like it, some people don't. It's one of those preference things.
So we've got in our system, we've got these already programmed in the machines that we can just crank those out. How long does it take to take one of these from here if somebody sends in a design and says, you know, I really want you to make this? What's the process on the back end before it even gets in the machine?
Yeah, so if they're going with our standard, this is what we call Operation 20. If they're going with our standard Operation 20, and we don't have to make any major adjustments to this operation, the real engineering takes place here, getting all of whatever cosmetic details they want and fine-tuning whatever features they're looking for in the length. And that can take anywhere from a few days up to a few weeks with the complexity of the design and however many sizes the customer's looking for.
And all this is done on a computer.
Yep.
And then you somehow translate it to the machine, correct?
Yep. So we use CAM and CAD softwares, which are computer-assisted design and computer-assisted machining. And then we translate that into a type of code that the machine understands, and the machine follows all the tool paths we've created.
And then when you look at all this stuff, obviously there's a lot of how thick it is. And again, if you look at some of our cornerstone, like 9 ounces or so, you get to the foundation series of ours, like 13 ounces with a barrel nut in there.
Yeah,
so
very light.
Very light. So you do knock out a lot of this stuff. And if you're cutting all this stuff, it's got to be sharp edges everywhere. How do you get rid of all that?
Yeah, so sometimes
you get your little file out and file every.
In the
as we
hard to
make
reach
1,000 in a month,
Yeah,
we just get the file out.
In the hard to reach places, you will have to file them, but we try to do as much of the deburring in the machine as possible to alleviate that for whoever the operator is, and also just to create much more aesthetically pleasing handguards. We want to make sure that our chamfers are even and uniform from part to part.
You know, we get into our elevation series, and there's something, especially for our retailers out there that want to have their own and make it their own. They can go online and they can fill out, I think there's 600, 700,000 potential designs there, but you guys have got all that in the system, so they can click on all that stuff, make their own. You can give them a mock-up and you send it, or Jimmy does usually, and send it off to them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they can pick and choose what exact designs they want, make it unique to them, and we'll do the rest.
And we've got some, I know that people order off of BYOA, or some of them are Cerakote. We do the American flag ones. You know, this is a hard anodize on here that is sent out to help preserve it. And then we do sell a lot of them, and we do provide a lot of them that are just like this, is, you know, with the clean look, like that. But it's just interesting to me. When I first got here, I don't have a big machining background. I've got more of a repair background, where parts that I was used to seeing were already made, and we were restoring them to the way somebody originally made them. Here I come, and there's this, and which is really heavy, actually. And then we turn it into something like this, and it's awesome to see when you look at the machines. You know, I don't get paid to do it, but I could stand and watch it all day.
Yeah, it's very cool.
The management frowns on that. You know, when get away from the machine, get away. But it's really cool. So we just really today, you know, with Jimmy not here, and Andy not here, and Rick not here, we just really wanted to give you guys an overview of how this is done and how that becomes that over a matter of time. And really, once we get started in the process, I mean, it's not that it takes days to machine this. I mean, it's minutes. It's not even hours, right? By the time you get in there. So it's really fascinating and really amazing. And I'm sure that proving it out, we've been doing this a long time, so we've got it proven out. We know what kind of tools that we need to use and everything like that. But so that becomes that. And again, Patriot Dealer, go and get your handguards from there. You can also get them at byoar.com. I see we got a couple of comments up on the board. Jim Shade, thanks for checking in. Thanks for putting up with us. And then I also saw something from somebody that said, "Go Tigers." I wonder who do you think that might have been?
I think that might have been the B team, because we're about the C team bringing it up today.
Yeah,
so
Rick is somewhere his way again, but and Russ, I know I hear Russ's name all the time on the show. So really appreciate you guys diving in today. It's not going to be some long show. We don't need to be. We're not going to get into too many more details. We're in Jimmy's little workshop here.
Yeah.
I hope he can find everything that I moved and hid, just so I could get some stuff on the table.
Don't tell him we were in here.
Yeah. He's probably down there at that whatever baking class he's doing right now, just going, "I can't believe I left those guys. I thought I locked the door." That's what he probably thought. I locked the door, and he still got
our way in.
But we did. But we really appreciate you guys stopping by today. And again, short show today, but we just wanted to just kind of show you the metamorphosis of where this starts and where this ends, and the quality that goes into that stuff. And you know that if you're a fan of BYOAR, a fan of our A Architect series, you know the quality that goes into this stuff, and the bang for your buck that you get for the money. But again, thanks to everybody for stopping in today. We're really pleased that we were able to Jimmy the door to get in here so that we can do the show for Jim. But never fear, our leader will be back next week. Jim will be standing in here, probably shaking his head. We've set this show back probably at least 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to see us for a while.
That's right. But anyway, thanks very much. For Brent, I'm Craig, and we'll talk to you next time on the T350 Show. Good afternoon.